It's always a great feeling when you can resurrect an old motherboard that was destined to be thrown out and go through the wood chipper basically. Now, while this is only 12 megahertz, it doesn't exactly give a smooth experience in Wolf 3D, but it's good for other things like platform games and other 286 appropriate games. But yeah, so this board was completely and utterly dead. It did have battery damage, and the previous owner did a rather crappy repair on that. I've put these pin headers on here to disconnect the battery temporarily, because this board will not even boot from the hard drive if there's no battery. It just forgets the hard drive settings every time. So at least it is working. And the reason it was completely dead when it was handed to me to look at, the first thing I did was check the clock signals. One was there and the other was not. The main oscillator, 25 megahertz one that obviously is divided by 2 for the CPU clock, was completely dead. And it actually uses an active oscillator, one of these 4-pin jobs. And the reason it's called an active oscillator is it's a self-contained circuit. Basically all it needs is 5 volts and ground, and it outputs 25 megahertz. Back in the old days, you'd be changing these things over to change the frequency of your CPU if you upgraded your CPU. But in the case of this one, it's completely dead. It just outputs DC 5 volts on the output pin, so it is absolute garbage. You can get those on AliExpress. I got a set of 5 of those for a whopping $4. And that's all it took to fix it. I did bench test that before soldering it in just to make sure it wasn't junk, because, you know, that's kind of expected when you're buying from AliExpress, but no, it's actually good. And yeah, as you can see, I've temporarily rigged up a battery and this thing is fully working. It is a Chaintech ELT-286. From memory, I'll put the correct description of the board in the video description, but I wonder how many motherboards have been thrown out over the years because of an active oscillator that's died. Always check these things. It's easy enough, even when it's soldered in, you just need an oscilloscope. And if there's nothing coming out of the output pin, it's probably dead, as was the case here. And it's a 4-pin device. It's not hard to remove with a soldering iron, and it's not expensive to fix either. So give these old motherboards a try. Some of the later ones that have replaceable CPUs will have these in actual sockets, but these fixed frequency 286s with a soldered down CPU, chances are the crystal's going to be soldered in as well. But as I said, it's not a hard fix. Give it a go. If it's dead, save its life. And this is now a fully functioning 286 that was destined for the wood chipper.